The theory behind the Enneagram wings is that we share traits with the Enneagram types directly to the left or to the right of our primary type. So type 2 share traits with type 1 reformers and type 3 achievers. However, you almost always have a stronger leaning to one wing over the other. Now, when 2s have a dominant one wing, they're called the servant. This is an interesting subtype because while 1s and 2s are both compliant types concerned with the rules and doing the right thing, they are polar opposites in the way they like to express themselves. 2s are in the heart triad, which I'll talk about more in this episode, but that makes them very emotional, dramatic, and highly interpersonal, whereas 1s are in the gut triad, so they're rigid, rational, and often impersonal. Think of it like emotions versus principles. The influence of the one wing makes servants more altruistic, thoughtful, sharp, and far more concerned with serving from behind the scenes than their counterpart, the 2 wing 3, who is rather flamboyant about their service. More on them in a sec. The one wing drives 2s to express their deep love for others through selfless acts of moral service. Again, it's about loving others by doing the right thing. Sometimes 2s with a one wing get mistyped as 6s because of their adherence to the rules and submission to authority. But the 2's core struggle is with a sense of shame rather than a subconscious wave of anxiety like the 6. It's not to say that 2s can't have intense bouts with anxiety, it's just not their driving force. Now, servants struggle in a few distinct ways. If you watch my episode on the type 1 reformer, then it won't surprise you to know that 2s with a one wing also struggle with being judgmental and controlling because of their pride, mixed with a strict sense of morality. Servants choose to work in the background because they believe it's more noble, but also because they're very uncomfortable fighting for attention. This sets them up to become really bitter because they long for people to see and appreciate their constant service, but they never speak up or show off in a way that would actually get them the attention they desire. They so badly want to feel like they're significant to those that they love or work with, but they often start to resent them for not loving them for all that they've done. Ironically, servants know that their bitterness is not morally justifiable, and so they repress it, and it can often cause stress-related ailments or even psychosomatic disorders in the body. On the healthy side, though, servants are the ones leading charities, nonprofits, volunteering after work, and becoming amazing parents and teachers. They readily give of their time and resources and can change people's lives through their warmth and kindness. All right. Let's move on to 2s with a dominant 3 wing. 2s with a 3 wing are called the host. Hosts express their love for people by sharing their talents, be it cooking, performing, or surprise, surprise, hosting events. This subtype is a social powerhouse, as both 2s and 3s are highly relational and highly energetic. The 3 wing adds heaps of charm and enthusiasm and adaptability to the 2's already inherent desire for human connection and relationship. It can even add a level of seduction, as 3s are political chameleons by nature. So hosts tend to have a keen eye for what attracts people to them, and then they know how to play their cards just right to draw in the most powerful or interesting people. In lower levels of health, though, average 2 wing 3s often care more about being perceived as friendly rather than actually being a friend, as one of their top fears is tied to losing social status. This is a huge difference between hosts and servants because servants care more about their morals than their social status. Hosts and servants both crave the approval of their peers. It's just that hosts are far more aggressive and open about seeking public approval. This can make them look incredibly vain, especially if they fall into some name dropping and not so subtle humble bragging. It can be hard to tell what hosts actually feel, as they often exaggerate their emotions or flatter those they want approval from. Hosts can be irrationally positive people that overlook hard truths just to keep the energy up and keep people smiling, even if they're dying on the inside. If the 2 wing 3 feels like they're being rejected or there's no hope of wooing someone over, they sometimes can erupt in shocking displays of verbal or even physical aggression. When they hit their breaking point, that strong interpersonal energy that they use to charm people is instead used to repel them. At their best, hosts provide opportunities to be entertained, to laugh, and to heal from some pretty deep pain by participating in communal experiences within a truly hospitable environment. All right, that's a wrap on the wings for the type 2 helper. Now let's talk about the movements of integration and disintegration.